Good evening, my beautiful maximizers. Hello and greetings to my women of magnificence. It is your maximizing coach, Deshawn Antoinette Booker. Mwah. And I am super duper excited. And you know I am because you are joining us for yet another beautiful, exciting, amazing journey on the Yummy Cafe. That's right. You know, I get so excited because I am bringing you some delicious insights, honey, to how you can begin to step into your purpose with some beautiful women sharing their journey. I'm so excited that you are here with us on the Yummy Cafe, which means your unlimited magnificence equals you and me. So thank you for joining me this evening. And I, again, want to say thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, make sure you always put hashtag replay so that I know you watched it. If you have a question, a comment, go ahead, shout us out, put it in the comment, and we'll get back to you. I always do. And I want you to know that you are a part of this conversation. Those of you that are listening live right now and watching us, thank you. This is a dialogue, not a monologue. It's a conversation. So I want you to put your comments in the chat. Say hello to our beautiful guest when I bring her on. Now, who am I and what do I do? I am just a girl that's always been excited and drawn to the journey of women becoming their own super boss babes, right? Like women saying yes to their destiny, yes to their purpose, and then rocking it out. So, with maximizing your magnificence, I coach powerhouse women. I coach women so they are able to do three things. I want them to be intentional. I want them to live and work from a place of integrity. And I want them to be able to manifest increase in every area of their lives. I want women to always know that they are not just the boss babes, but that they are always powerhouse women, rocking it out and maxing it out and living in their magnificence. And so I do that through my coaching, my optimized and elevated programs and series of courses so that they create systems that are tangible, that are real, and are going to show up for you when you need them. So listen, this show is an extension of maximizing your magnificence. This is the platform where I want to have a space to celebrate women entrepreneurs. Now, I say this all the time because it's true and it's my story. And I'm just that girl. I've always been drawn to women entrepreneurs who knew what they wanted and went after it, even when the odds were against them. That is not such an easy path to always follow. As a little girl, I really did this. I was sitting in my room and I was just flipping through all of the magazines. I took my mother's magazines, honey. She didn't know. She was like, "Where are my magazines going?" I had them in my room and I'm flipping through them. I'm tearing, ripping out the pages. I'm putting them on my walls of the women who were featured in the business section. I just love their dedication and their thrive and the way that they went after what they wanted. And so I wanted to then become an entrepreneur myself, right? I wanted to put my mark on the world. I wanted to change the world like these women were doing. So this space is where I bring a phenomenal woman who is in business, who went from having an idea to making it an investment. She turned her passion into profit. She had a mission and said, I can monetize this. This space is so that those women can share their intimate journeys with you. I call it the backstage pass, right? We're not nosy, we're just inquisitive. And so the ladies come and they're open and honest about their journey. So that's what we do on the Yummy Cafe. You get a taste of their delicious journey. So grab your salsa and your plate and come and have a seat, honey. Listen, go get your sister girls. We are going to rock it out. And you know what? Happy Valentine's Day. I know it was, 2 days ago, but I'm giving you that love as well. I'm going to jump right into it because this woman that I am bringing to you on February is phenomenal. Now, I know I say they're all phenomenal because they are, right? They are rocking it out. Let's talk about who this woman is who's going to come and give you the insight to her journey. Let's meet Miss Kasandra Kimberly. She has a deep passion when it comes to helping people reach their highest potential in life. She believes in empowering people through fashion, real estate, and nourishment. Cassandra is the co owner of Velvet Monkey Designs, founder and owner of Sweet Velvet Treats, and enthusiastic active real estate agent specializing in making dreams of home ownership a reality. Fear is a false evidence appearing real, she says. And we know that to be true. And these are what she stands for when she's pushing her clients to their life challenges. Velvet Monkey's design was developed out of a necessity to express fashion idea of freedom and sophistication. Velvet Monkey strives to maintain a sense of originality in her artistic concept. Through the eyes of Diane and daughter Cassandra, it is their true desire as an artist to design and produce clothes that are comfortable, yes, honey, colorful, fun, unique in design, and original in concept for each individual client. Cassandra's success and rising popularity has fortified the brand's vision by showing women it is their inner beauty and confidence that shines throughout. Don't you just love that? As the owner of Sweet Velvet Treats, Cassandra believes in creating top notch food that leaves her clients' tummies and faces with a smile. She has the honor of serving and feeding thousands of people from all different genres. She's licensed and a member of the State Board of Equalization, where she takes the time to employ students and persons desiring to become entrepreneurs. Cassandra believes there are endless possibilities in real estate for those who are willing and ready to buy or sell. She is known as the Angel Realtor, where she strives to take the stress from her clients and create the best solutions for her clients. What is the goal? She says to create healthy relationships and hopefully the best real estate experience possible. And we all know that is such an important relationship to have when you are purchasing your first land, your first estate, your first property. Cassandra completed her double degree in political science, business administration, and the first African American to minor in dance at Cal Poly Pomona University. Listen, let's celebrate her on what? Black History Month. Okay, the first. You heard me. That's right. Certification of Inclusion and Ethical Leadership from University of South Florida, Muma College of Business. Her community and civic engagement includes serving as an active Silver Star member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the far western region, top ladies of distinction as the membership chairman and chaplain. Cassandra currently serves as the chaplain of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, an executive board member in the Los Angeles, California. And she's here this evening. My goodness, right? Miss Kimberly is a native Los Angeles of California. She is a dynamic mom, great daughter, an awesome friend to many, and definitely to me, a dancer, and of course, a motivational and inspirational speaker. She believes age is not the issue. You are not too old and it's not too late. So focus on what's in front of you with a smile and make it happen. Now, listen, without any further ado, you know I'm bringing to the platform this wonderful woman who is getting ready to just knock us out and pour into us her beauty, her solutions, her intimate, yes, journey. Yes, my beautiful queen, Miss
am so excited. Well, first of all, big shout out to the Yummy Cafe show. Don't ever get it twisted, darling.
That's right.
And so I'm very excited. Thank you so much for having me as your guest today. Oh my God.
Listen, I am so grateful that you are here. You know, you just have such a beautiful spirit. She does. She's always in this spirit. Her spirit never seems to decrease. It is always uplifting others. And I'm so excited about what you're going to share in your journey because, as I always say, Cassandra, what people see is where you are today,
Right,
right?
right, exactly.
They see you out moving, you know, you're a barrier breaker, you and your mom out here doing this, you're at this
Right.
event, that event, you're serving the masses, you're just tearing down the walls that people once said we couldn't climb, honey,
That
and
part.
you are just doing it. And I am grateful that you stopped all of your, she is always busy. And you know what, for being so busy, let me tell you just a little bit about this beautiful woman. She will return a text message like this. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she has the time to do it, but she does. And I just appreciate you being such a humble spirit and a loving person. And listen, this platform is yours this evening, so thank you again for
Oh
being
my
here. Mwah,
God.
mwah, mwah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. And it's so funny you said busy. Look, I got a phone call earlier today said, "Oh, you're supposed to be on the executive board tonight." No, ma'am. Hey, I'll see you
No,
guys
man.
next week.
Okay, well,
Good.
we appreciate that. Listen, everyone. Thank you so much again. Again, if you're joining us, if you're watching us live, this is a conversation. We're open for your comments, your suggestions, your feedback. I'm going to be reading them throughout the show. If
Mhm.
you're watching the replay, make sure to put hashtag replay, put your comments, suggestions. If you have questions of our beautiful guests, we're going to get those back to you, those answers. I promise you, we always do. So listen, we're going to jump right into it. This is the yummy section, and we're so excited, right? I know I say I'm super duper excited because I am. I'm so grateful that this beautiful woman is here with us this evening. So listen, we're going to move into our questions, but I don't call them questions. They're movements because I believe, Cassandra, as you journeyed through this purpose of yours on this path, there were movements, right? And so
Right.
I just like to be that girl who's inquisitive and say, how did you move through this particular movement in your life, right? And our first movement is really, what was your inception moment?
Okay.
When did you know? And she's going to speak to all of her awesome businesses, right? When did you know that all of your businesses weren't just a passion, but they were truly your purpose and your calling in your life?
Okay. So this is funny. So we got to go way back. So when I was a little girl, do you remember the Duncan Hines commercial? So I remember the mother, ranch style home. She had brunette hair and she made this cake. And it was a yellow cake with like chocolate icing. And the icing was so perfect and her hair was perfect. And I used to be enthralled with this commercial, darling. And the cake, I love desserts. My grandmother baked, okay?
Okay.
She baked great pound cakes and the pineapple coconut cakes and the pumpkin pies, blah, 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 blah. Here's what was exciting. I got a chance and she would bake with me. So she would turn her back and I would put my finger in the in the dough and taste. I'd be like, yes. Her cakes were phenomenal.
Mm.
So when I was about 7 years old, I started my first business. Do
Wow.
you remember Big Batch Cookie Mix?
Yes.
So Big
Yes.
Batch Cookie
Yes.
Mix. I think
Yes.
all you had to do was add water.
That was
Yeah, and just stir it up. So my mom bought that for me, and I had the what was it? The Betty Crocker, the special little oven for kids. Anyway,
yes. Yes. Yes.
I did burn it up. So I baked the cookies, and I had these little bags my mom purchased for me. I took the bags, sealed them up, and then put I think my little name on there. And I went down the street to the neighbors and knocked on the door. Obviously, that was way before COVID, right?
Right.
And
Right.
knocked on the
Right.
door and basically sold my cookies. And they would be so excited. Probably, you got the little girl,
Wow.
but they were good. And I
Yes.
was so
Yes.
happy. So that was my introduction as an entrepreneur. Now let's speed up.
I love it.
I was asked by six members of a church when I was in high school to bake
Mm.
no, I was asked by a couple of members to bake 6 cakes. And they asked me to do like my grandmother's specialty, the pound cake. My grandmother had moved out the area, no problem. Each of the cakes came out hard as a rock. They literally were like hard tea cakes. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what I did wrong. And the
Right.
lady was so nice. She still paid me, but they were not eatable.
Mm.
I promised myself that I would not. I said, I'm not going to bake. I'm not gonna do this to myself. The spirit has to come over me. Do you realize
Yes.
that after I graduated from college, my grandmother
Mm.
had passed away, and about a year before I graduated, and one day I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna bake a pound cake. Auntie, let me tell you, darling. I was in the kitchen and I literally, because my grandmother, it wasn't about measuring, it's a feeling.
Yes.
I
Yes.
baked, I felt it.
Yes.
This was years later. And let me tell you, it was good. Now, when you eating your own and you're like slicing, and it was really good. And people said it was good. I was like, oh my God, Lord, I thank you. So I was excited. So let me just tell you, from that moment on, I started, and my mom, she would make these apple peach cobblers. So at work, I worked in entertainment, and literally, I always brought little samples just for the guys because I work with a lot of editors. And I said, "Hey, you guys can taste." They loved it. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, clients from TV shows are ordering. Let
Wow.
me tell you, I started making more money baking than I did on the job. Okay,
Wow.
so we blew up our oven. Moms and I blew up the oven. My son was
Wow.
a baby. We went to a friend's house that worked at BET, tore up his oven. I think we gave him money. I was like, I'm so sorry. But we had all these orders. Here was the blessing. People receive them. But when people come to you,
Yes.
men, women, different nationalities,
Mm.
different backgrounds, say, oh my God,
Yeah.
we are loving your food. Don't play with me. No, I'm saying that because it can be pretty and then not taste good. I'm really
That's right.
okay. So literally, I had been blessed, and I said, wait a minute. This lady said, if you go into business, we're going to support you. We stopped,
Oh,
and I said, let me get licensed. Let me make this name legit. I
wow.
learned with the State Board of Equalization. I learned what it meant to pay taxes. I made sure that I took care of the business aspect of it so that
Yes.
in the event someone was to ask, hey, can
Yes.
you do this? That I'm insured, I'm licensed, I am able to do this, and this is just not coming from the backyard. When
Mm.
you're blessed, and I never forget, there was a young lady who had asked me to do an event for politicians, and it wasn't that much money, and it was not about the money because I used it all up. The spread was for the people in the community. Some people were homeless. Some people had jobs, but it was introducing some politicians. Make a long story short,
Yeah. Yeah.
people helped me with, we had signs on the food, what it was. I had friends and I had my mom do this beautiful decor. Like it looked like, darling, like thousands of
Yes.
dollars took it, but it didn't, right? And but I cooked everything. So I don't
Yes.
believe in going out. This is just how it's brought up, and buying and then reselling. But it wasn't, now, no, it's sweet velvet treats. So you would assume
Right.
just desserts. No, it's food. So it's
I
like
love it. I
chicken
love it.
and brisket of beefs and fish.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Now it's not good because I'm saying, because I'm very humble, and I always respect cooks, and I respect people in business when they are humble. They come from a humble place. I like to
Mm.
know, how do the people feel? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very catering, sometimes to a fault. I believe you must learn how to serve in order to know how to receive to be served. So it was a successful event. And I'm like, all right. And before you know it, it kept happening. People were calling.
Yes.
And then, darling, guess what?
What happened, darling?
So I'm blessed with Mr. Sean Booker, and I did this fabulous party. And let me just tell you, what an honor and
Yes.
pleasure,
Yes.
everyone. Oh
Yes.
my God. The guests, you as a client, was fantastic. It
Oh.
was so beautiful at the theater. We had the red carpet, we
Yes.
had the
Yes.
lounge. And let me tell
Yes.
you how
Yes.
God works. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember it was raining? So you weren't even
Yes.
there. We were setting up at the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I had staff of people because, again, I believe in hiring students. I believe in, and not just students,
Mm.
anyone
I
that
love that.
is interested. Again, a student can be any age. So
That's
don't
right.
put
That's
limits on
right.
anything. So we
Yes.
had, and following the direction of my client, which was you, and I had already did past parties, and I did big
Mhm.
parties.
Mhm.
And thank God they were good, because like I said, it's all about how the client feels, not about you. And we had this lounge, but it was raining. So I remember when they came and they put the canopy, and we had the couch, and we
Yeah.
had actually sewn Diane a Velvet Monkey Designs, who was my partner. My mom created the
Oh.
pillow slips. So we had pillows, and I was like, Lord Jesus, it's raining. Please. I said, whatever you can do. I said, can we stop the rain? And the rain stopped. Now it didn't stop immediately, but it was drizzling and then it stopped.
Yes.
Like, yes, everything came together, and it was beautiful. And it was so funny when I had had the food. I never forget this lady. They were like, well, appetizers before you had like big food. Lady was tearing up that chicken. I said, well, that's just a little finger food. She was eating it like, oh, honey, let me have some
This
more.
is it. Right.
And it
Right.
was good. It was a beautiful event. The guests were great. Your entertainers were fabulous. Oh my God. And so
Yes.
again,
Yes.
when I say entrepreneur, businesswoman to another businesswoman who is fabulous and extraordinary, again, it is a blessing and it is a pleasure to be here with Yummy Cafe, but to be able to speak on it. Okay.
Yes.
So that was my inception moment for
I
three.
want to. I got to step in here. You said,
Years.
first of all, you did phenomenal. It was, yeah, and that was my 40th. So, honey, we know we had to go all the way, and you were just phenomenal. Your team, you all are just pristine at what you do, and
Thank you.
your execution and your attention to detail. And listen, she makes you feel like the queen, honey, or the king that you are. So, we're gonna get into her information, how you can get her services, of course. But I want to say something that you said that was so powerful.
Okay.
As I'm coaching my own clients, right? And they miss this a lot. And I always say you have to remove the mindset that you're treating your business as if it's from the trunk of your car. I say that
Mhm.
all the time. I'm like, this is not a business from the trunk of your car. And you said there was a knowing in your spirit that you knew this was a business, and you said you immediately got the license, the name, and you did all those things to turn into a business. You went immediately from a hobby to a business.
Right.
Cassandra, how did you and why did you do that so quickly? Most women entrepreneurs take a moment to get there. How did you say, I'm getting here right this moment?
Well, okay, so here's what. My mom had owned about 3, 4 salons, right?
Okay.
Throughout her career. Okay, so I come from a parent that was an entrepreneur. Now I went through a different direction. I worked for people and had a business on the side. Let me
Yes.
just be clear.
Yes.
But what I did know is that in following her, you want to be legitimate, okay? And
Yeah.
so what does that mean? You want to make sure that you're backed up. You want
Mm.
to make sure that nobody else has your name. You want to make sure that you have actual documentation. So, and understanding doesn't mean that you're an expert. You just do some research.
That's
And
right.
it's like, okay, if you're going to do this, so what do you need to do to make this legit? Let's go down. It wasn't downtown. It was actually not too far from the airport. Went into the state building, and I was excited to know they guide me as to what to do. But I did a
Mhm.
little research. We didn't have internet, or I didn't know how to access that at that time. And so what I
Yes.
did was you ask questions. And so in
Mm.
asking questions, I said, I got to make this legitimate. And
Yeah.
especially if you have people already kind of seeking you out. Remember when I was working at it was actually Complete Post on Sunset was my first gig in the entertainment business, and I'm presenting food to all these people, and I wasn't selling really. It was just like, taste this, and next you know, God just opened up the floodgates. But you want to make sure that you're licensed. You want to
Yes.
make sure
Yes.
that you are insured. Hello. And
Yes.
so when you are purchasing products, you don't I don't shop at Ralph's or Vaughn's. I will shop at a place that's specialized for
Yes.
restaurants or for
Yes.
caterers. And remember, I didn't know all this in the beginning. So you're
Yes.
learning, because remember, we are what in school? We're in school. We're still learning. We are educating ourselves. But if you're going to do it correctly. And
That's right.
whatever you don't know, don't pretend, right?
Mm.
But what
Mm.
you do is that do research and ask somebody else that's doing it.
Yes.
Big on giving information. Sometimes we tend to, I don't know what it is, where we find out yourself. If you got the information and say you got to go read the book, just tell the person where to go,
Yes.
what to
Yes.
do. and guide them. It's okay. It's not going to take anything away from you. And so I believe in that. So I needed to do this the right way. And there was still so much more. There was so many,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to that later, but there was so much more with that. But it was the joy of seeing people excited, and the joy
Yes.
that I
Yes.
had actually cooking and baking. And I give honor to my grandmother, of course, because she introduced
Yes.
me. So remember, grandmother and mom, very different cooks, both excellent. My grandmother actually owned a restaurant, so I had all these thoughts in my head as to, remember the cupcake wars, and I never was really interested. I did cupcakes and they were
Mm-hmm.
good. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I've been to events where it's pretty, but it didn't taste.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
something that looks pretty, and then when you
Right.
got into it,
Right.
it's like, oh,
Yes.
the grandmother made it, darling.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
good. So that was and then expanding onto the food is you want your clients to be happy. I'm serving you. You
Yes.
hired me, and I
Yes.
want you to be satisfied. So I'm a vendor at UCLA, USC, Charles Drew. I have Liza Minnelli's had the opportunity to have our food and liked it. Bill Duke, and it was funny. It's a lot that you have to learn and things that you have to know. But the most important thing is making sure you do your research and
Yeah.
then ask questions. And so let's jump real quick, if we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. Yeah.
to like Velvet Monkey. So my inception moment with Velvet Monkey, I just have to tell you. So a long time ago, so first of all, just to be clear, Diane, who is my partner, my mom, she has sewn before I existed. So
Hmm.
she used to do the funky denim, the apple hats, the funky vest, and all that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she's very artistic. All right. So but she got rid of a lot of her stuff, when she was like younger, that I probably would have been able to rock and appreciate. So what happened, one of my girlfriends had this little event at her house, and this lady had made some skirts, and they were cute skirts, and I wanted, but I could only afford one skirt. And so I bought a skirt from my mom, and I really wanted a skirt too. It was funky, and I'm gonna, so I'll make you one. So my mother made a skirt.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, the skirt was the bomb. It was like sicker than sickness. And so, what would happen? You rock your skirt. What happened?
People.
Some of my
Mhm.
friends, sorority sisters, people on the street. Where'd you get that? And
Yes.
and I kid you not, they were on me, and I was like, wait a minute. Ding, 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 ding. And I had already started. Remember Sweet Velvet Treats? And I said, okay, because I had a girlfriend. She was like, okay, I'm inviting some people over. We want skirts. And I was like, ooh, okay, wait a minute, And so we started that, and I did the same thing. And I said, we got to turn
Mm.
this into something. But let me tell you, so we went ahead, and I did the same thing I did for Sweet Velvet Treats, took care of the name with
Yeah.
the city.
Yes.
Remember, I was already with the State Board of Equalization. So that helps you with your resale, your wholesale license. So
Yes.
I don't have to pay taxes, and making sure that I file. So I did that, and we were selling. So,
Yes.
but still didn't know a platform where to go other than your sphere of influence, like
Mm-hmm.
where
Right.
else do we? So what happened? Do you remember at Dorsey High School in Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles? Used to
Mm-hmm.
have I think it was the African
Marketplace.
the
Marketplace.
marketplace. Yes, yes, yes. So they used to have the marketplace.
Yep.
So we would go every year, right? And literally we would buy a mask or whatever. So this time we go, and there was this lady had this bad jewelry. We love jewelry, lots of
Yes. Yes.
jewelry. And whatever it is, we bought the necklace, got the receipt, enjoy the entertainment, we leave. 2 days later, the necklace broke. Okay.
Ah,
We look on the receipt, there's no phone number, there's no name. We don't have any way of contacting, like, hey, because we like the actual, I don't know if they were stones, whatever they were, we liked it. But what do? We didn't make jewelry at that time. So I said, I got an idea. We're gonna put a stop payment on it. I'm keeping it real. If we put a stop payment on it, it's gonna bring alert to them. And it did exactly that. We get a phone call. That's what I wanted.
okay.
And it was a man, and his name is Baba G. Baba G said, there was a stop payment, blah, blah. I was like, yes. I said, but I was enthusiastic because I bought this
Right.
necklace for my mom,
Right.
didn't have your information. So what happened is that he says, no problem. I'll be at a festival selling. This is where I'll be. Have your
Right,
mom come
right.
up and bring the necklace. Well, she went. What did she have on? A velvet monkey skirt that she created, not on purpose. She just was wearing her stuff
That
and
was
very
good.
into
Yeah, yeah.
natural fabrics. And
I love it.
she meets him. He fixes the necklace. He said, "Who did that skirt?" I did, not me. She did it.
Hmm.
Oh my God. He's like, "You got to do this show." What is the show? Pan African Film Festival. Who would have ever known? We've been doing the Pan African Film Festival since 2007.
I love it.
We partnered up with him. Deshaun, let me just tell you how God works. We were the new kids on the block. If
Yes.
anyone knows anything, back in the day, they used to have some phenomenal artists. I mean, oh
Hmm.
my God. And when
Hmm.
I say
Yeah.
artists, I'm talking about actual artists with
Yes.
and so what happened, we had our booth with him, and we had a cute little rack. It was not all that. It was just a rack.
Hmm.
And people are looking, other vendors are like, who are they? Do you know that we were the only vendors we sold out less than 2 weeks of all of our skirts and jackets? I kid you not.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact,
Absolutely.
before it was you talking about inception moment.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
this is it. That's
Yes.
one of the moments I just had to share,
Yes.
and was blessed to meet a vendor. God rest her soul, Madeline Kita, who has been an encourager and always
Mm.
said, just keep pushing, keep pushing. Okay, so that was Velvet Monkey.
So wait, I gotta jump in. We got the
Yeah,
people making the comments. First of all, ladies, thank you
okay.
for being here. Pat Moore, yes. Sean
Yay!
Ray Grayson, absolutely. Denise J. Hart, absolutely.
Yay!
Monique Craig, Desi Desiree. Listen,
Oh my
they are saying they first of all, Pat Moore says the brisket is die for. She's like the brisket, right? Right. She also says you all could sell paper bags, honey. The
God.
stitching is phenomenal. And she's
I
not
love
lying.
it.
I know I've seen it.
I
This is
love
why
it.
you're on the Yummy Cafe,
I
honey.
love it.
You
I love
know, your ideals
it.
were so embedded in you because of the DNA.
Yeah.
I need to
Mhm.
stop and say this because I don't know how to really cook. I cook for me. I'm definitely not baking anything. I don't care if you tell me how to do it. If my mom cooked, my grandmama baked, all that. That's not my get down. It's not my gig, right? So it's in your DNA.
Mhm.
So I want to drop this into those that are watching live in the replay. Even if you have a desire, even if you know this is my passion, you really still have to be good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it just can't be something that you're trying to do. What do you love, but what are you really good? What is it that you can do with grace
Right.
and ease?
Right.
And you were able to do that walking up and down your little sidewalk, honey, as a child, selling
Right.
some, you know,
Big batch.
cookies, like, saying, take these, but it was in your DNA.
Mhm.
This space is so that women knows that it's in your DNA. Follow what's in your heart, even if it
Right.
takes you a few years to
Right.
find out what that is. It
Right.
is there. And you knew that, and you had that business insight from role models, your mother, your grandmother,
Exactly. Exactly.
and you knew I have to do this, but you weren't afraid, is what I'm also hearing, that you were just being moved towards this passion in you, but you didn't even question it because it's in
Right.
the DNA.
But I'm gonna say this, and with the sweet velvet treats. Now, I've always, the majority of my adult life, have worked for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I remember I always had something on the side, not out of necessity, because I like to do it. So I like to, I liked it when someone tastes something, they get excited. Okay. And then with the Velvet Monkey, you have a sewing on the side. But remember, I had a job. When that shut down,
Mm.
when we got laid off, I'll never forget, I was sitting in the office and a man came, and when he started picking up the furniture and the plants, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Is it over? And it was over. Like, what?
Is it
Wait a
over?
minute.
Right. Right.
Wait. I'm
Right.
scrambling around. You do what you have to do. But here's
Yes.
the
Yes.
exciting thing is that, and the blessing is that when God blesses you with a talent. Now, let's say that you have a passion to do something, but you're not, like we talk about cooking, but
Yes.
that's not your forte. Then we go to school, right? Or we learn the business and we learn to try to hire people that can.
Go.
That's, and that
Mhm.
has its own,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
its own um
Yes.
but yes, I was blessed to have two dynamic women, and I took what they had and I kind of ingrained it into my own, but then I changed up things. And so when Pat talks about the brisket, I've had other people's brisket. When the meat melts in your mouth, and I know I've been threatened by her before. Where's the brisket? You're going to brisket. But when you feeding, the largest group I fed at an event was 1,200 people. And then I've had a lot of fours, 600, 300. I had to learn, like when I've gotten a small group, it's kind of weird because I'm so used to feeding. But when you're preparing a meal
Yeah.
and they absolutely, and the meat melts and it's good. I've been to events like I was sharing with you, and the presentation is just off the chain.
Right.
But when
Right.
you go to, you're like, this does not taste, or it's too salty, or not enough
Yeah.
flavor,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
did you cook it all the way? So anyway, as you said, yes, it was embedded. It was something that I enjoy, and you want to make sure whatever you're doing that you're enjoying it. It
Yes.
should not be
Absolutely.
hard. It
Absolutely.
should, you want to work
Mm,
with a smile and laughter in you, if I can say that.
I
Whatever
love
it is
that.
that you're doing doesn't mean you're not
Yeah.
going to have,
Yeah.
bumps in the road, but
Yeah.
it should bring something out of you. Not that you're going to be singing and dancing every time you're baking a cake, or if you're sewing a garment, or you're selling real estate, or making ceramics, whatever your thing is, being a
Yes.
doctor. But at some point, there has to be this relationship between yourself and it, and that it
Ooh,
makes,
that's good. That's good. Yes.
you just
Yes.
don't want working hard. You hear hard, hard. Thumbs down on that. Work smart. And if you
Yes.
don't know how to, remember, I said we are in what? We're in school. What does
Yes.
that mean? We're this is school, life is, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's about educating. Not
Mhm.
necessarily, I don't
That's right.
necessarily mean picking up books. It's experiences
That's
and
right.
books as well. And to learn. And when we don't know, seek God's face
Yes.
and
Yes.
be still and quiet, because we're going to have
Mhm.
moments where we're ready to put. You see this forehead? This is
It's fine.
knowledge, but I said if we get any further, I'm gonna look like Star Trek, Klingon. Stress comes in like, hey, we got to sew something right here.
Right here.
It is so important though that we stop
Yes.
and
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
we need to do to make sure that we're back on track. But again, yes, it was in the
Yes.
DNA.
Yes. Yes.
Velvet Monkey, like I said, was already a blessing because there was someone
Mm.
extremely talented, and we took that. And when you
Yes.
sell out, and when you have women, and then you have men, like, well, what do you have for us? And it's like, oh,
Right.
okay,
Right. Right.
people better start sewing. And then when you see the profit, hello, I
Yes. Yes.
never I don't know about other entrepreneurs, but whatever I'm doing is something I like. You get a deposit, and then at the end of you like to get paid. I don't like getting all the money up front. I know that sounds weird because it makes me feel like I'm working for something. When I
Yeah.
get, there's another payment at the end of it, but it's a pleasure to have somebody that's excited by what they
Mhm.
receive, be it
Mhm.
clothing or be it something that they're eating, and they're sharing that with others and they're expressing that to you. So
Yes.
now you're doing something and you're catering to people who are
Yes.
enjoying it, and it's a
Yes.
blessing.
It's the
And
service. It's the service, being of service to someone.
but
Listen, they are going in these comments. Denise J.
I
Hart, my girl in DC. First of all, Denise just had her show this evening. You all, I'm gonna tell you
oh,
all that before we leave. She just did
oh,
her show.
please.
She's an entrepreneur. She's a
Oh my
speaker. She's a
God.
designer. She's a professor, tenure at Howard
Yes,
University.
I love
Listen, this
it.
woman just left her show. She said, "Yes, joy flows
Right.
within the effort."
Hello.
It flows
Come
within
on.
the effort.
That's
I
right.
love when you said it's a relationship. I'm going to use that. I'm going to give you credit, um, because it is a relationship, and
Yeah.
we want this thing called freedom in
Mm-hmm.
working for ourselves, but
Mm-hmm.
are we nurturing the relationship?
Right.
Are
Right.
we doing the research,
Right.
right? Are we
Right.
getting the mentorship, right? Are we
Mm-hmm.
getting the coaching? Are we
Right.
investing in ourselves? Am I reading daily, weekly? Am I feeding myself the knowledge that I need to be knowledgeable within my area of expertise so
Right.
that the joy flows in the effort? Or am
Right.
I just hoping it shows up because I said yes to my passion, but I
Mm.
don't nurture the relationship?
Come on.
I
Right.
love that. Nurturing the listen, we got to get to the next. Let's get to the next one. I know. Ladies, keep going with us. We're here. We're not going anywhere. Hurdles
Yeah.
and talking. So let's start with the real estate. How did you transition? How did you, because you're still doing all three, how did that become a part of your passion and now your
Real
purpose?
estate. So it's interesting. I was told a long time ago, get your real estate license. That's when I think they had books like this big. That was a turn off. And you know, and the ear was get your real estate license. Like my mom would say it, and I was like, okay, but I was working, and
Yeah.
it wasn't really a dream. And I think the whole idea was like to get it to understand and to become a homeowner yourself. All right. So what happened, I found myself later giving away clients. People would come up to me, not just strangers, but people that I knew. And it's
Yeah.
like, good realtor. And then when I was passing it on, I was like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Well, then I got a referral check. My first referral check. And I looked at that and I said, hold up. That's nice.
Right.
The referral was $3,000, just the referral. I
Yes.
said, well, then what else did they get? I said, I'm giving away all these people. Wait a minute. Hey, Linda, listen. So literally, I was like, all right, Cassie, you need
Mm.
to step out on
Yes.
faith. And,
Yes.
and at that time, my son was getting ready. He was about to take a test. So what I did, I studied and
Mm.
I nailed down and studied and studied and studied. And I'm like, I got to do this, right? So I studied. And then when I got finished the test and they give you an envelope as to whether or not you passed, do you know I didn't open up that envelope for like a week and a half? I
So
was
you
like,
were your own hurdle in this transition of your life. You were just
hello,
in the way,
hello.
self-sabotage. Right, right.
I wasn't, and then I was scared. So it was my mom and my son was like, Ma, open the letter, open the letter. And I was like, and I opened the letter. It was like I didn't have confidence that I passed. Well,
Yeah,
I passed.
that's
So I was
right.
like, oh my God, I passed it. And all this time I could have been doing something. Okay, so passed it. And then learn just because you passed it, there's more that you need. You need money
Right.
when you start off in real estate. Like it's not
Yes.
like you pass the test and you're a realtor. No, there are a whole bunch of other fees, but it's worth it if you have. And I believe that God gave me the gift of people. Okay. And
Mm.
that is not
Nice.
um
Nice.
it's being honest. And when I say that,
Yeah.
meaning, it's not, I could be your big cheerleader. I believe in encouraging, I believe in helping, but education again is important. So one of my hurdles in real estate besides that, so it's been good.
Yeah.
The only thing is that, there's sometimes we have no control over how
Mm.
other people act, but we have a control over how we respond.
Yes, we do. Good
And
stuff.
you
Yes.
have to, and so the biggest thing is I to a fault, I coddle my clients.
Mm.
And I don't believe in bugging and I don't do all that. You shouldn't want it more than they do. So I've been blessed. God has blessed me with good people, different folks,
Yes. Yes.
and people who have entrusted me with their finances and making negotiations. And let me
Mm.
tell you, when I don't know something, I pick up the phone. I don't pretend. I'm like, hold up, let me call. And I'll call my broker and said, hey, blah, 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 blah. What is this? Or I'll call my lender. And I have a lender that is phenomenal. He's giving me great information and he does not mind teaching. And then so that's important. Remember, one thing about this business is that the test is one thing, but you really learn the business once you're doing it. Most
Yeah.
of the stuff on
Yeah.
the test you're not doing every
Yes.
day when you're working. So it happens until you come across something. That's how you learn. Okay. So I'm one of those
That's
people,
good.
I want to make sure that I'm giving the best of myself. And I want to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Yes.
And you don't need to give too much where you stress your clients out. And it's funny because I just closed a deal. I think one of the deals I just closed, they call me the angel realtor. One of my clients, Mr. Kelly, and so blessing and so blessed to have had him. And literally his wife and him just kind of took me and they were like, okay. And I handled everything. They were like, oh, we're good. That was a good thing. But for someone to give you that compliment, not because you're
Yeah.
just feeling it,
Yes.
that
Yes.
says something about your character. But, hurdle is this. You have some people that are in it for, different reasons, not always the passion. I found out early, Deshaun, that, you know, My excitement comes obviously when you get a client and when they're bursting in tears or excitement that they close.
Yes,
Selling or
yes,
buying. It wasn't, I
yes.
learned something about myself, and this is truth, 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 truth. It wasn't the check. So
Mm,
what I thought my first transaction, I thought the check was going to like, it did not.
yes, yes,
Tripping on myself. I did not know that.
yes.
It was the excitement of closing. Now, one could say, well, yeah, because you already knew you were going to. No,
No, you did
it
right.
was, it's the people who maybe didn't think that they could purchase. It's a
Yeah,
person who you've encouraged, let's try,
yes,
let's
yes,
see. And if this
yes,
is not your time, that's okay. Or
yes.
educating a person like, hey, if you need to get your credit together, if it's the numbers are not right, that's okay. This is what
Mm,
you need to do. You don't necessarily have to spend money with another company. Educating them, this is how you can get your credit score up
I
without
love it.
spending a whole lot of money. This is how you're going to put yourself, have a plan, and you help them and you walk with them. You don't say one thing and then do another. So if you say you're going to call them in 2 weeks, you pick up the
You
phone
got
and
to
say,
do
I'm
that.
checking on you. How you
Yes,
doing? What is
yes.
it that you need from me? Education,
Mm,
communication, but not
mm,
bombarding
mm.
them, giving them their space. And I've had clients when they were ready to tear somebody's neck, then got
Yes,
time
yes.
and going to bat for
Mm,
them, but at the end, making sure that they are good. So when you hear people say positive things, when you hear another agent say, oh my God, you're so nice, it's a pleasure to work with you, I get chills because I know what they're speaking about. When you work, you've done business with somebody,
someone else. Right,
you're like,
right,
oh, they just
right.
do that and just sign here. And
Yes,
now I like to make sure that my clients are taken care of, but you got to
yes,
also
yes,
make sure you're taken care of too.
yes,
What do I
yes.
mean by that? You better make sure that you take a moment and breathe. That's a hurdle. Think about that.
Right,
As
that's right.
entrepreneurs, we don't depend on getting that check every other week,
That's
right?
right. That's
We don't
right.
we don't work, we don't get checks, right?
That's
We have
right.
to learn to sit down.
Mm,
We have to learn to breathe,
yes,
meditate. It's easy to
yes.
say. Um, those are some hurdles. Like you really have to like stop. And there are moments where I feel like if I'm not moving and if I'm not doing this, doing that, oh, something's wrong.
Yeah, no, no.
Cassandra,
Yes,
chill, sit
yes,
down. And
yes,
that's a challenge because I like,
yes,
and it's not that I'm a nut. It's just that, you're
yes.
used to being busy. You got to learn to sit down and
That's
breathe
right.
and
That's right.
enjoy what God has blessed you with.
That's right. That's
We
right.
got great smoggy COVID air. Like get out and walk. Take a walk, a
No, true,
bicycle ride.
true, true.
You
Right. Great,
understand?
great things have come from those who have been bedridden. Great things have come
Right.
from those who are in prison cells.
Come on,
Great things have come from those who have had to rest because of health
come
challenges,
on now,
right?
come on.
Myself, I get that. I call it silence and
Right.
solitude.
That's right.
Silence and solitude,
That's
right?
right.
And so again, I'm hearing, ladies and gentlemen who are with us. Roman is with us. He's just, I think Roman, yes, like blessing people. This is just awesome. Denise said, blessing people always bears fruit. Keep
Yeah.
it up, sister. Right?
Thank you.
She said, preach. They're just. Pat says, thank you, sis. I wanted to say this. I'm hearing such this through line with you and your spirit from your other businesses, all just overpouring into your real estate business, that you are not just pleasing to people, but it's your ministry. I call it business ministry. And
Mm-hmm.
in your business ministry, Cassandra, what I'm hearing is that your core values are truly in service of others
Right.
and allowing them to not just feel good about a product or purchase, but
Mm-hmm.
to really feel uplifted about themselves.
Exactly.
And that's a
Exactly.
powerful thing to do. But we've said that in the intro that you are about empowering people, right? That
Right.
you are about people meeting their highest level and their
That's
highest
right.
potential. But you are about really them understanding and seeing that this is their birthright.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah.
it's so important, you are a teacher, a spiritual guider. Sometimes they're psychologists, prayer warrior, educator. You'll find yourself doing all of that because it could be it's a huge big deal when you're purchasing a home, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
for new couples or a single woman or a single man, whatever their background, whatever their situation is, I always want their experience to be good, right?
Mm,
And so, but again, you find that you give a lot, right? And that's
yeah.
what I said, you too have to make sure that you're fed. And that's why I'm blessed. And I surround myself with ladies that are
Mm,
encouraging and
mm,
gentlemen. But my girls got me,
yeah.
So when you say, and you have me on the Yummy Cafe show, and you say phenomenal woman, that means something. When I have friends that are like, you go girl, and we say that to each other, and we have moments when, like I said, when we're ready to pull out that, I can't pull nothing out, but you pull, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? And
Yeah,
it's normal. It's okay. It's life.
yes,
But
yes,
you know what? You look behind at the good things and you learn, but you look forward as to what you can what do. You don't
yes,
put
yes.
anything in front. I don't believe in the word I can't. I can't
That's
what?
right.
That's
That's
why I
right.
said you're never too old or too late. Let me tell you something. I love women when I see them and all different sizes. And it's like,
Mm,
I'm rocking that. Rock
yeah,
it. Because
yes,
we can't
yes,
enjoy life.
yes, yes.
During COVID, let me tell you, 2020, we came from the year hit. We finished the Pan African Film Festival. Then I was blessed with a gig for Sweet Velvet Trees. I did this big, huge gumbo party, success.
Mm,
Then all of a sudden we heard, hey, it's shut down.
yeah,
God said to me, no, it's not. And I'm
yeah,
like, what's up? Do
yeah.
you know that every month, I kid you not, with the exception of, I think it was it July?
Mm,
June, I closed every month. So while the freeways, nobody was on the freeway, I'm on the freeway. I'm selling in Lancaster, Palmdale,
love it.
it was View Park.
Yes,
This is not boasting. This is showing what God does. So in the
right.
midst of
That's right.
chaos,
That's right.
he said, I got you. He had my hand. I was
Yes,
passing by malls, and it was the
yes.
eerie feeling looking at the mall
And
and the
the empty parking lots, right? Yes,
part. I
yes,
like the freeway. I love the
yes.
freeway. What traffic? But I didn't like to look at businesses and there were nobody there.
I said the
But
same.
God kept blessing. We had our masks on, and we
Yeah,
were
yes.
I'm opening and closing deals. I was like,
Mm,
this is it's good.
yes,
And
yes,
and
yes,
so and giving back and honoring God. And so I am humbled by that.
yes.
And everyone's story is not necessarily dark, but those that are, guess what? There is a light. You must speak it. Affirmations in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, let me tell you something. I have my water, then I brush my teeth, I
Yes,
meditate. Don't pick up the phone and look at social media. Get on your knees and thank God. It's nothing special that you have
yes.
to say. You don't have to quote anything. Speak from the heart. But you
Mm,
affirm,
mm,
and I say,
mm.
today is a good day. Something wonderful is going to happen for me today. Every day I say that. I
Yes, yes.
affirm, I want this. This is what I desire for today. You must speak it into your life.
That's right. That's right.
There's
That's right.
nothing impossible. You must
That's
speak it
right.
in your life and walk.
And this sounds like where we are. What is your worthy moment? I'm hearing you say the worthy moments have been showing themselves through God's grace, through God's blessings, through God's faithfulness, right?
Right.
When you
Mhm.
said yes, when you said, I'm not going to just keep referring people, wait a second, there's something here greater and bigger than yourself,
Right.
right?
Right.
That became your worthy moment when you chose, this is a part of who I am.
Right.
This is a part of my service to others.
Right.
And in that obedience that you said yes to, then you began to see how worthy these
Right.
things, it's been showing up for you, and
Right.
the other businesses are opening and growing. Can you just, because I want those that are watching, we're going to show you, we have some photos of her beautiful products and pieces, but I want to ask you this.
Okay.
You've been raising a young man.
Yes.
How in all of that, in all of this, do you find the balance? Your civic duties that you're doing, what you're doing, and all the boards and your sorority that you sit on and host and do. How has it been raising this man, this young man, and balancing what you do in serving others
So
as a businesswoman?
I'm a single parent. Okay. And he's a man himself now.
Yeah.
He's taller and bigger than me. It has had its challenges. It
Okay.
really has. And but I've been blessed with, I attend Faithful Central Bible Church, so I've had him in Rites of Passage. I've had him in Ascend, which
Mhm.
was from my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I had him in 100 Black Men. I had him in Kappa
Mm.
League. Why? Because I wanted him to be around dynamic men, but men that were cool, men
Yeah.
that you can
Yes.
trust.
Yes.
I would pull your esophagus out your neck if you mess with a child.
Just pull it
But
out. Just
literally, but it has had its hurdles because
yeah.
it's so important to have a consistent male to me around, a good male. My uncle Albert, God rest his soul, phenomenal uncle, phenomenal man. He had children himself, but very sensible and gave great advice. But being a woman, I know girly things, and my son is very male and managed, and there's some things that very open and discussing certain things. I didn't want him to be
Mhm.
shy, but still, it's still a learning. He's a man,
Yeah.
I take a different approach now because
Yeah.
he's not a little boy, and the respect, but still try to inject anything positive so he too can be whatever he wants to be,
Mm. Yeah.
phenomenal, whatever it
Yeah.
is. But it's I've had great people, and when I say that, my girls, my line sisters, close friends, aunties, those are his
Yeah.
aunties,
Yeah. Yeah.
some uncles, but the aunties,
Yeah.
honey, his fabulous grandmother.
Yeah.
But these are women who have loved on him since he was an infant. These are
Mhm.
women that have watched him. These are women that have poured into him.
Mhm. Yes.
Monique, Pat,
Yeah.
Desi,
Yes.
Adrian, and so many more. But these women were there, and you
Yes.
need that. And these are also dynamic women. And so, and one thing I'm going to say, you must continue to pray for your children.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I have a
Mhm.
close friend of mine. She says whenever she sees a group of young men, Black young men, she'll
Mm.
cover them in prayer.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
to. We
Yes.
can't take it
Yes.
for granted. We cannot
Right.
assume. We must cover them when you step out the house.
Yes.
Before you enter into the world, when you're driving, you must ask God for a safe and successful journey. Ask God to see you through. Cover my sons, cover my nieces, my nephews, cover our children from the top of their head to the soles of their feet,
That's right. That's
because
right.
they need that. Never
Yeah.
assume. Don't
Yes.
feel, oh, I'm good. Pray for yourself.
That's
Pray for
right.
your children. It's
That's good.
important, and we must come together. So it is it is a blessing to be a mom, and I'm honored, and so and I look forward to being a witness to his success, whatever that is. And I'm so happy that
Mm.
God
It's beautiful.
saw that eye. And then my
Yeah.
mom, my gosh, without her, like, she's like beyond queen bee. She is very precious, and so
Yes. Yes.
we learn a lot. And so I wanted 4 kids.
Oh my.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I wanted 4. 4 is my favorite number. I love 4, darling. But that's easier to say because I don't have them. Um, but when I see women of color pregnant with children, I just applaud.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
especially you pour into them, and
Yes.
that's our future. It's a good thing. I wanted to say something real quick, really quick. I want to share, and then I'll be quiet. Um, really, really fast. It was a lady who bought a skirt years ago at a show that we did. Woman was very, very voluptuous, very, very, very voluptuous. And she looked at the stuff and she was like, I can tell she didn't feel that there was anything for her. But
Mm.
there was a skirt my mother made, 2 of them that were, of her size. I said, take it to the bathroom. But she had this really sad face,
Yeah.
like confidence low. Went into the bathroom real quick. Let me just tell you, she was in there for a while. I was like, oh my God, where's this woman? Where's the skirt? I opened up the bathroom. Women were going crazy. I said, don't take it off. I was looking at the crowd. We're at a festival in San Diego. I said, Diane, My mom's probably shopping. I said, go to the bathroom. I didn't explain anything. My mother
Right,
was in the
right.
bathroom with her for a long time. This lady had a testimony.
Mm,
Make a long story short, she told her
mm.
what she had went through in life. And I'm saying all that is you never know how you're going to touch someone, and you never
Yeah,
know who's watching you. So watch how you
yes.
walk. Okay.
Yes, yes. No, that's a worthy moment. I'm glad you mentioned that's so beautiful. Again, serving and bringing value to such a person's, self-esteem and self-awareness. I want to say this before we move on. This is it's just so yummy, so yummy. I asked about, your son, and you gave such a beautiful, story behind your journey as a mother, single mother, as a businesswoman. And I asked that because women who are pursuing their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, right?
Mhm.
Whether they have a child or not, whether they're married or not, we tend to think, Cassandra, that we must do it alone.
Oh, no,
And
no,
the
no.
biggest takeaway that I have from when you shared your story of raising your son is that you have a support system.
Yeah.
You have a tribe. So, ladies who are watching us live or watching the replay, as you pursue your path and your journey and up leveling in your careers, in your love life, in all of your aspirations and those things that you desire, remember you don't have to be on the island of
No, no,
isolation.
no. No, you
You
don't.
can be a part of a collaboration,
Exactly.
right? Where's your tribe? Who supports you? Your sister girls, your friends, your sorors,
That's right.
all of your cousins and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, etc. It's so important that those of us who are pursuing
Hmm.
our life's goals and missions and dreams, we are aware that
Hmm.
we need a support group.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
definitely. Yeah,
right.
you gotta
So
have
I'm
it.
so glad you said that. I'm so glad that you said that. I
And
want us
keep
to get
it up.
quickly to your right. We got to pull them up because
That's
I
right.
want to show these phenomenal, honey. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that now. Okay, then
Okay.
I'm going to come back. So
Right.
I want to show those. Listen, we're not just sitting here talking about the products, right? We're going to show you, and she's going to say what she needs to say just to give you that little flair, right? And so, let me see. Let me pull this out first. Let me pull that out because we want to make sure we can see all of what is here.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's our business card, Velvet Monkey. The flower we sometimes, well, on all of our items, we will have a abstract flower. That is Adrian in the pink and green, Desiree in the denim orange, and myself in the red and blue. This card I love, and I didn't show the other side, but there are other clients that have different outfits on. But everything that we create is one of a kind. And I just have to say that, yeah, it's one of a kind. The fabrics are great. We use mud cloth, we use cottons, silks, linens, and we have like leather and snakeskin, and but it's timeless pieces.
Beautiful. Let's look at
Yes.
this piece here. Tell us what this is here
Let
that
me
we're
just
seeing.
tell you, darling. So we have, let's see, take
Oh,
the
I
picture of
can't
this one
see it.
away. Okay, there it is. So we have two of our models. And let me just say, these two models, well, majority, all of our models are fantastic. This was one of our fashion shows that both my
Nice.
mom and I almost threw our wigs, and we didn't have a wig on, but you can imagine we were going crazy. So it's something about, so these are denim skirts, okay? And
Yeah.
incorporating the denim skirts, you have a little bit of kuba, you have some mud in there and some tweeds. Everything again is handmade. So remember,
Mm,
nothing is manufactured, nothing is bought and resold. And I remember when we met these ladies, and you can move on to the next one too, because I have to just tell you that literally, when you have a fashion show and you're saying like, oh, when we met these women, they were all like 5'11", 6 feet. We're like,
yeah.
these are real. And it was exciting because they love they love the clothes. So this
Yes.
is a software line that you see. These are some
Beautiful.
linen pants and this bad cookie top that Diane created. And so just let you know that when I say she creates wearable art, she creates dynamic custom clothing that you can wear 5, 10 years later and you're still looking good. So you
Mm,
have clients come back with these clothes on, and let me, they're like, and they're rocking it and it looks good, but it makes you feel good. So the clothes don't make you, you make the clothes.
that's
So
right.
it's what you bring out in your
That's
own
right.
personality. Okay. And
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter your size. It doesn't, it brings something out. You feel good. You feel confident in your curves, Hunty. This is the house that God gave us. Rock
That's right.
it.
That's
Yeah.
right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now let's get to the delicious treats, honey. What is this here, my honey?
So let me just tell you, I created, so found out I had a client that was having problems nursing. She wasn't producing enough milk and did research. Oatmeal is excellent for oatmeal cookies, or oatmeal is really excellent for women who need to
Okay.
produce more milk. But I wanted to put a little oomph on the cookie. So it's a chocolate, walnut, pecan,
Mm.
cranberry, oatmeal,
Oh,
honey,
God.
butter cookie. When and you know, literally, so you have raisins in there too, but mostly cranberries. Excellent for the body. Like you, I kid you not. And they came back. It was like four mothers, and they said, "Oh my God, we're producing milk, but we're also getting fat. We love the cookies." I said, "Hey, just keep eating, you know." But it did what it was supposed to do, and it brought a smile on their face. The cookies are moist. I got to make you some, and
Yes.
not to nurse, but just for you to enjoy
Yeah,
the cookie. But it's moist.
absolutely.
It's really good. So that's that cookie.
I love it. I love it. And honey, wait a second, people. Check it out. My goodness.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Darling. So this is Sweet Velvet Treats rum cake. Don't get it
mm,
twisted. So
mm.
basically, this rum cake, so those who have had the rum cake, they know that I don't hold back with the rum. I believe that when you slice the cake, you want the cake to be moist, right? It should be moist.
Yes,
It
yes.
should almost make love to the tongue, and that's what this
Oh,
does. And so, but mind you, one of my clients said, he said he had some over the holidays. He says, I don't drive when I drink your cake. So I was like, I love it. And so the glaze is a rum butter glaze on top.
beautiful.
And
Oh, my
but
goodness.
here's the cool thing: it's nice to look at, but when you open it up, it tastes good. And that's what I was saying before. It's so important,
Yes,
whatever you make, like the taste. That's what they're gonna remember. How did it
yes,
taste? You know.
yes, yes. Well, wait, I needed to also show this one going back
Oh,
to
oh
the
yeah, yeah.
clothing designs,
Yeah,
right?
that's Velvet Monkey Designs. So these are gentlemen from the fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi. These are masks that we did, and each of them have a custom mask. And big shout out to Brother Rob. So and we also have Jawan Hilton in this. We have a couple of actors in this, but here's the great thing: each mask is different. So you have mud
Mm,
cloth, you have tweed, you have denim, you have leather. You have some with
nice.
cotton. The cool thing about them is that great for actually not only do they look good, but actually masking any kind of um, odors.
Yes.
If somebody sneezes around you, you can feel secure that you're not going to catch anything. Why, darling? Because the fabric is going to really, some of the fabrics are thick and some of them are thin. It just depends on when you want to rock it. But yeah, you are safe in a Velvet Monkey mask, and we have more. But you don't have to worry about seeing somebody else in it. Why? Because they're all one of a kind. Real estate. K and K ITP group. Yes, darling. So I am your realtor. Imagine the possibilities. Kasandra Kimberly, the angel realtor. This is my information. So anytime anyone, if you're interested in selling, buying, or just questions, or wanting to refi and questions,
Yes.
talk to me. I will take care of you, and I don't push you. I just give you information, and whenever you're ready, let's do it. I guarantee that you will be very happy. And if the market says no, I'm not going to tell you yes. So I'm only gonna
Okay.
do it when it's good for you, guaranteed.
Oh my goodness, and the beautiful smile of it. I love that.
Thank
Imagine
you.
the possibilities.
Right.
My goodness, you listen. So now they've seen it, right? I want you to share with them. I always have my guests, my beautiful, lovely, amazing guests, share their three journey words.
Okay.
You come this far. Now I'm just gonna let them know the truth. Cassandra had more than three, everybody.
Yeah, I
She sent
did.
me all these words and told me to pick the three. So I picked three out of the list that she had. And she said, Deshaun, these are the ones, these are my favorites.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You
share
picked the
with
right
them
ones.
your journey words, please.
Thank you. So we have
Love
one of my journey words is faith. Hebrews 11:1. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And we really want to make sure that we walk by faith and not by sight. And just understand real quick, ladies and gentlemen, that's not always easy because we have a lot of distractions that
Right,
hits us and
right.
hurdles that hits us and kind of bumps us. And we're like, oh my God, we have to be constantly reminded. But just know that all you need is just a little
Yeah,
mustard seed.
yeah,
Whatever it is that you want to do, don't let
that's
anybody
right.
stop you. And
Say
sometimes
it, honey.
just share it. Don't go to man, speak to God and
Yes.
focus. And whatever you do, step and leap.
Mm.
Do it. You can do it. Don't ever
Yes,
let nobody says you can't. You can. My next one is abundance. Well, yes, we want to be abundant, darling.
yes.
Abundant in our health, abundant
Mm.
in love, abundant not with a whole bunch of mess. We want to be abundant in our living, abundant financially.
Yes,
And so those are one of the words affirmation. I am abundant, and hopefully,
yes, yes.
I've inspired you in the morning. Say that, speak it. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what the situation is. You better speak it. And
That's
I
right.
always say, Lord, I thank you for abundance, prosperity. And I have a vision board that I have these words on there: being prosperous, thriving, we're doing
Yes,
well.
yes.
I want us to have an extraordinary life. And you notice I said I want us. But
Yes,
speaking of
yes,
me,
yes.
because when you are prosperous and that trickles down, you understand? So that may hit me, and I can
Mm.
hit the next one with being prosperous. The idea is giving and flourishing of wealth. So we want to be faithful to ourselves, to God, to the things that we are doing. We want to be abundant. We want
Yes,
abundance, but not
yes,
just this.
yes,
We want to
yes,
be able to bless others so they too are abundant, right? And we want to be
yes,
prosperous and how we get there and sharing and that's the way of life. And to smile, like I said, do things that are going to make you joyous.
yes, yes. I listen, I love it. I'm so elated, and it's just such a breath of fresh air, that you are giving us and reminding us of who we are, our
Yes,
birthright, and how to continue to set that in motion with consistency,
that's right.
with commitment, with
Mhm.
confidence,
That's right.
and creativity.
And understanding your weaknesses and what
Yes.
to do. And
How
that
to
could be social media because that's me. Like, oh Jesus,
Well,
Instagram. Like,
speaking of
don't be
social
afraid.
media, listen,
Yeah.
her Facebook for Sweet Velvet Treats is here. We
Yeah.
want to make sure you get all of her information. That is her Facebook for Sweet Velvet Treats, right? And then also her Facebook for the Velvet Monkey Customs honey denim that you saw. That is, and the pictures were beautiful, but when
Thank
you
you.
see it in person, listen,
Yeah.
and Cassandra and her partner, her mother, they show up, y'all, and show out. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
fierce. It's so amazing. They just rock it out. Okay.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you. Thank
who
you.
are the queens that have just stepped on the scene, honey? It's you
Yeah.
and your mom's doing this thing from
I
the
love it.
DNA.
I
From
love
the
it.
DNA, you
Thank
know.
you.
Also, I want to make sure that we get your email address right. We have that for any of you that are considering or thinking about, or real estate. Of course you are. Why not, right?
Right. Right.
Talking about
Exactly.
generational wealth here, okay? So you want to make sure that you get her email there. She also has her email for the Sweet Velvet Treats there. And I'm just so excited that you were here with me today, this evening.
Yes.
Before we release, I want you to give some parting words. What is it beyond your journey words? You drop some knowledge, you drop in the scripture, the word of God. You've given us so much to just hold dear to our hearts and to really execute in our lives. Give us some parting words. What do you want to bless us with, Miss Cassandra Kimberly?
There is no limit to your lives. God has a purpose for each and every one of you. And so it's understanding that purpose. Take time and be still at times when you need to, but trust that whatever it is that you want, just try it. You
Yes,
don't want any regrets. We don't want to look back in life and say that we didn't do it. I say step out on faith. Know that he has you. It's already done. It's already complete. I have sisters right now that are pushing, encouraging their own businesses. You are already phenomenal. You're already extraordinary.
that's
Just
right.
step into it and just
Mhm.
know that God has you covered in the
Yes,
name of Jesus.
yes,
Something wonderful is going to happen for you. Just know that. What did I say about fear? Fear is false evidence, what? Appearing real. Get rid of that. Know that you are a queen. You are a king. We are what?
Yes.
100% of God.
Yeah.
This year, 2022, I guarantee, is going to be extraordinary for each and one of you. Do not be afraid. Know
Mm,
that you're covered. Get
mm,
rest, step out, and
mm.
show up and show out. And I can't wait to hear the testimonies. Share, but be anything that you want. You don't have to be the president. It's okay.
Mm,
Whatever it is that
mm,
you want, but I
mm.
say do it. Don't let other people distract you. There's always going to be distractions. Step out on faith
That's
and
right. That's
smile. Smile. When your head is down, smile. Lift
right.
up your head to the mountains and you speak into your life and you speak when things are rough and you say, today is a good day and
Mm.
something what wonderful is going to happen for me today, and step out and watch it happen. Thank you.
Well, see, now see, this is why I have who I have to come to the cafe.
Yeah.
This is, listen, when I was called by God to do what I'm doing, He wasn't playing.
Right.
And I always say this, we're not playing.
Right.
Women and men are listening or hearing, including myself. I
Yeah.
always say when I'm hosting the show, I really want to do like this, everybody. But I'm the host, so I have to sit like this,
Right.
right? Because you women are so anointed. And there's so many coming for the rest of the year. But I am so grateful to this moment, to every word that you spoke to us.
Thank you.
I receive it. I decree and declare it over
Yes.
myself and those watching, as well as right back to you.
Yes.
Thank you so, so very much.
You are
Listen,
so
I
phenomenal.
said at the top of the show, I said, you are such a sweet spirit. I said it.
Thank
She's
you.
always sweet, everyone. She's so humble. You are, you are, you are, you are. You're so
Thank
full
you.
of life and true love. And
Thank
I'm so
you.
grateful that you are giving in every area that you're giving. You're a
Thank you.
blessing everyone that comes across your path. Listen, everyone, if you're watching the replay, let us know how you enjoyed the show, how it really touched and changed your life. I hope that you walk away, those watching live and those watching the replay, that you walk away having a newer transformation
Yeah.
on your life, that your mindset is just blown away, that you're walking away with tangible tools to really put those things into order for your life, because you're right,
Yeah.
22 and beyond, right? It's our birthright. It's our
Right.
birthright.
Right.
And so many people see us in the forefront. I want people to get that behind the scene, as I say, the backstage pass. And Cassandra, thank you for sharing your
Thank
highs, your lows, your
you.
ups, your downs, your humor, your funny, way of letting us know that, hey, it's okay. But then you came and gave it to us, and you said, this is the truth. This is really what it
Thank
is.
you. Thank you. And you are phenomenal.
Thank you.
You are, oh my God. God has you so covered. I'm just floored. I'm so encaptured by, you in life. I'm like, oh my, is that Superwoman or Wonder
That's
Woman?
what you kept
You
saying.
got, yeah, I was gonna send you something on the phone with Wonder Woman just spinning, spinning. You got it going on. And there's so much
Thank you.
more that you will be
Thank
doing and
you.
covering. So I appreciate that. And shout out to Divine Fellowship Church as well. And I'm just grateful to be in your company. So thank you again, sis. I'm honored.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my divine nine sister. I am, of course, Denise and I. What are we, Denise? Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And my sister here, Alpha Kappa
Alpha,
Alpha Sorority
that's right.
Incorporated.
That's
Listen,
right.
we doing this. I'm so grateful. Listen, and thank you for just taking a moment out of your productive life of serving and supporting everyone to come on here and to share with us your intimate journey. You've been such a blessing. It's never, never taken lightly when I have a beautiful guest here pouring their lives into all of our lives, right? Let me just make sure I get all of the comments, because honey, they've been talking,
Oh,
they
wow.
connecting, Cassandra. They are talking.
Oh,
Desi says, yes, Deshaun. Lord, I'm crying hard. Oh my God, Pat is crying. We're not playing. No, we're not playing, Desi. Pat says, no, stop playing. Right, right. The D said, wonderful and marvelous. Ladies, listen. And
oh.
gentlemen, we thank you so very much. We're not playing. We're going to do this thing because we have work to do, everyone.
Yeah,
We have work to do, and we're leaving the imprint.
right.
We're leaving the imprint as we're called to do so. So thank you for being with us on the Yummy Cafe.
Oh,
Your unlimited magnificence equals you and me. Until next month, I'll see you then. As I always say, live your life magnified. Smooches and
Yay.
deuces. And we'll talk to you
Yay.
soon. Thank you. Bye, everyone. God bless you.